Today, I am going to talk about the 4 ways to create a successful business. I'm Dwayne Appeal, and I am the founder of Canadian Small Business Women. So, creating a successful business, no one wants to create a business and it not be successful. So, how do you do it? The first thing I find is we need to create that mindset for success. You need to think success in order to be successful because you have to prepare yourself for success. There are a lot of people out there who are afraid to be successful because they're not sure how really they will handle it. But why go into a task if you don't feel like it's going to be great and it's going to be successful? So you have to prepare yourself for success. You have to think successfully. Think of all the things that you need to do in order to gain that success. Picture yourself in that moment. Now, for every one of us, it's different. Some people might think the image of success is for them to be in Bora Bora and their business is running well and they can afford to go to Bora Bora and, live in the lap of luxury. Others might not think of it that way, but picture yourself in that successful moment. That is step one. Step two is to learn how to sell. Now, you're in business, so you are either selling a product or you're selling a service. If you do not know how to sell, you can't really have a successful business. Or, to be totally honest, you can find someone to sell for you, but that person has to have that same passion and drive, and they have to have something invested, something that's going to make them sell that business as well as you would. So you might not have to be the salesperson in your business, but you have to find someone who is, and someone who knows the business, someone who's going to represent you as well as you would represent yourself. Now, with that being said, you still have to teach them how to sell your business. You want to make sure that they can convey your message to the masses so that the business is actually selling in the way how you would do it. So 2 things thus far: have a mindset for success and learn to sell. The third thing is to brand yourself in your business. Now, I can admit I never really understood the power of branding everything until maybe a few years ago, because I thought, you know what, I am not my business. Well, I am. And I thought I could just, put information out there and not really be that face and not really walk and talk the Canadian Small Business Woman brand. Well, I live and I learn. I am now doing that a lot better. You have to really, it boils down to knowing what you want your brand to be. And I went through a really good branding exercise last year just to go through, my mission, my vision, my core principles, just to make sure that I am going to lay out the values that I want set for my company and how I want it portrayed. So I now know how I want to present myself and my business. And that helps me with step number 2 that I just referenced in the selling. I know how I want to sell my business because I know exactly what my brand is. When it comes to branding yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to always run around wearing your company brand and your company logo every single day, everything that you do. If you can do that, then, great. If you're in the position to be able to do that. But what it also means is just being that representation for your company. So I might not always go around wearing Canadian Small Business Women colors, but I do know that when I go up to certain events and I'm representing my business, I try my very best to have something that will make people know that I am Canadian small businesswoman. So it's really easy for me most times because my glasses, they're red. That was a coincidence, to be totally honest. Um, but I do make sure I try to exude that confidence, and I try to have that sense of community and synergy and connection, because those are the things that are my values in my company. So I might not have to say the name, but my actions, and my actions will speak for itself. And when I eventually get to the point where I say it's Canadian small businesswoman, people can see how I portray myself, and they can put it together with how the company really, the feel of the company. The other thing is to be a stellar leader for your team. Now, that part can be challenging sometimes because you might feel like you're being pulled in a lot of directions. And if you're anything like me, where you have that 9 to 5 and you're running this business, it's kind of hard sometimes, but you have to stay motivated and you have to motivate your team. There are days when you're going to feel like, you know what, I need to step back and I'm not going to do this for a while. But your team is still relying on you to tell them what to do, how to do it. And they're looking for direction. And you have to give them direction. You have to be motivating. Now, if you don't find that you're a great leader, it's always good to sit down and talk to your team to see what you can do better, so that you can find someone who can come in and, have a nice pep talk with your team. There are a lot of coaches out there who will do that. They'll come in and they'll have meetings with your team. You can do this quarterly, where it's more of a team building exercise so that everyone can get back together and get back on the same page. And then you can feel like, you know what, you're motivating them in order to do something for you. It's also great when you have people who are self-motivated, so you don't really have to do much, but you still have to be a leader and you still have to be involved, because at the end of the day, it is your business and you want it to succeed. And in order for it to succeed, you have to be involved. I cannot tell you how many people I know who want to have a business and they want to just sit back and have the business run itself, and they think that that's going to be fine. That will never work. You have to be actively involved in the day-to-day of your business. You have to always know what's going on, because the last thing you want is for your business to crash and you found out about it the week after you could have saved it. Be involved, be a great leader. If you don't know how to be a leader, there are a lot of courses, there are a lot of books that you can read, there are a lot of videos that can help you with just little aspects. But the best thing to do would be for you to hold your team, talk to your team, see how you can be more efficient and more effective just for them. Because they'll be honest with you. If it's a team that you've had for a while, I would like to think that they would have that relationship where they feel they can tell you, hey, you know what? This is what I need in order to be successful at my role. And you would like to provide that kind of tool for them so that you know what, I'm helping you and you're helping me, because it is a two-way street when it comes to having, whether it be volunteers, committees, paid employees, they all need to be treated the same because they're all involved in your business and you want it to succeed. So you need to make sure you put in the work. So let me recap the 4 ways to create a successful business. 1, you need to make sure you have the mindset of success. 2, you need to learn how to sell your business, sell yourself. 3, brand yourself and your business. 4, be a stellar leader for your team. Thank you for joining us, and look forward for our next video.